MotoGP is calling. Welcome to the Thailand Grand Prix. It's the opening round of the 2025 season, and it starts right here, right now. First practice of a new season is underway here in Thailand. Hello everybody, welcome to JB Motorsports and welcome to the opening session of the season. The Thailand Grand Prix, what are we going to see? What atmosphere are we going to build up? What could happen across this season? First time we get to see on-track bikes and an on-track atmosphere to boot as well. This is going to be special. Brad Binder out there with Luca Marini just behind him as well. The atmosphere very much building. Alex Marquez on the Grassini, 28 years old, born in Cavalle, Spain. April 23rd, 1996 as well is his birthday. And he's going to be hoping that this weekend's a very good day for that bike. Alex Marquez was quick in testing. It looked a fast improvement time, but it can be a fast improvement time. As take a look at the other brothers in arms, those two now on Ducati bikes. Last year they were teammates, this year they're now not sort of enemies, just sort of back to a bit of normality between them. As we are trying to get the blog open in order to have all of the information coming through. Here we go. Green light and away we go. Timing screens giving us all the data. Marco Bezzecchi first on the board as well. Hey Sean, we are finally here. So Salvador will be in for Martin. In the meantime, team returns. Hi Martin, crashed out of course in the opening moments of the Sepang test. He has not been able to recover since. A really problem for him unfortunately. But slowly he is getting better. He's going to miss the season opener here in Thailand. He misses the second round of the season as well in Thailand. So yeah, not the best situation for him coming forward. How's the timing screen? That's what I want to know. Window protection. Oh, fantastic. It all looks good-ish for you out there today. Fabio Di Antonio is the last rider. Excellent. New timing screen data this year. First session. Always want to make sure it's okay. I go running wide on hard front, hard rear. So, and Bagnaia 4/10 faster as well. So there's a couple of things faster. Just trying to get Megan's laptop working because she's taking through practice 2 this morning later on. Well, practice hour. Bagnaia 2/10 down in that middle sector. Marc Marquez, however, 2/10 up. Big improvements coming, which not really surprising. Over the line then. Bagnaia goes third, 130.766. While Marquez looking to be even faster on the GP24 hybrid. It's a GP25. There's a small difference coming through, and it's a 130.147. So it's a Marquez 1-2 at the moment on the board. Timing tower has changed a little bit. So they come over the line. Marquez in the first set is looking quite quick as well. GP 24.9 seconds according to the citation. Yeah. Found on MotoGP's website. Tell you what, I'm trying to get everything set up in the box, but there are things that are fighting me, which is not the best news to start the day. A whole new season, and the systems are still fighting you. Usually that means it's good. Who would have thought that we will see Mark in the top dog factory team again after all the injuries he's had? Well, the comeback is on, isn't it? We very much are looking to see Marc Marquez in a better situation. 4 tenths faster at the moment, over the line. Fastest again. It's a 1:29.592 now. Really are having a stronger run around for Mark. 4 tenths already in the middle sector. Heard the way out of Argentina too, says Iceman. Yeah, you are right. Martini's out for Thailand and Argentina. Both of those, because for it to heal what he's got, it's going to take time. Finally, the new timing tower pops in. Marc Marquez, Marco Bezzecchi, Alex Marquez, Maverick Vinales, Juan Mir, Johan Zarco, Fabio Quartararo, Fabio Artiger, and Pecco Bagnaia have the top 10 at the moment. Trying to load in, but Megan's laptop's stuck in going into the boot menu. The old one. Fabio Artiger coming down pit lane. We'll see what goes on there. In the 54 bike, running in P10. And Leo Bashidi, 14th at the moment. A second down, stays 14th, but new best time for him. This is free practice one then. Times in this session won't count towards the rest of the weekend. That'll be free practice 2 tomorrow morning. That's a 30-minute session for qualifying. And you then also got to think that practice later on, the hour session, will be crucial, be critical for this one. However, I don't know if we'll be able to bring you that, because if this laptop won't work, we're in trouble. Maverick Vinales watching on, giving a little bit of a round of applause to everyone watching. Okay, really annoying that I can't get this sorted at the moment. As Vinales has gone off the track, he's gone behind the wall. Something's wrong with the KTM here for Maverick Vinales. That is not looking good. Oh, and El Diablo running wide as well, downhill at the penultimate corner. So there's a few issues coming through that we weren't expecting. So Kat Chandra on home soil goes into 10th position as well. KTM, of course, 2 teams this year. One with Red Bull KTM Tech 3 and one with the Red Bull KTM Factory team. So you can sort of tell the difference between the two. Trackhouse have got the Golf livery on their bike this year. Haven't yet to see the Trackhouse team actually come out there on the circuit. We love FQ20. Thailand go nuts for motorsport fans. They really are some of the best. Thailand, Indonesia, the 2 I've found. Japan as well, they're good. They're always good across motorsport. Marc Marquez, 129, 423, fastest lap then again, 0.169 up. Time being improved upon sector by sector, lap by lap. Just a really good news story if your name is Marc Marquez. 34 minutes to go in this opening session. A few little worries, no faces on with Gigi Zalino. Mark pops his helmet on. He really is, I think, back in his happy place as Marc Marquez. Back now looks a bit worried. They say the relationship's fine. They were asked yesterday in the press conference, who's going to be MotoGP World Champion? Marc Marquez put Marc Marquez. And Pecco Bagnaia put Pecco Bagnaia. So, yeah, it's an interesting situation to come across. Commentary team this year, same as it has been the last couple, myself and Megan Birch. Joining us will be Lizzie Whitmore, Maddie Patterson, plus several other guests across the year in MotoGP's commentary box. Nice set of leathers there. A young fan is wearing. They're very dedicated leathers. Wow. You almost know Marquez was out there coming in. And he has now come into the pit lane. 129.423 is the benchmark. Pecco Bagnaia also coming into the pit lane. So both of the Ducatis in. Salvadori also coming in. So a range of improvements with 32 minutes to go. We'll see the completed lap times on your timing screens in front of us as the action continues on. A new feature this year, you're going to like, I don't want to touch anything in case it goes off, but we can highlight riders. So as it comes across in terms of, oh, we want to highlight a rider who's got a penalty, we can show you who's got a penalty, that sort of thing. Australian fans watching on as well. D'Antonio in 20th place. It's coming in nicely. Anyone know how to get a laptop out of boot menu? It's just stuck. Just seeing what's going to work. Oh, I think I might have actually fixed it. Hey! Let's take a look then at the last corner with turn 12. And this is on board with Jack Miller in the 43 squad with the Yamaha, Pramac Yamaha. This is replay down to 12. MotoGP finally fixing things. So they're coming. Marquez still top then on a 1:29.423. Just an explanation then, we're live on JBMotorsports 2 and Twitch. This is where all the action for practice will be this year for live coverage. Moto 2 and Moto 3 will be live here this weekend. Qualifying, the Tito Sprint and the Grand Prix live on JB Motorsports. So just a heads up there. And so the pit lane really falling quiet actually with Acosta coming out after gear. Ralph Fernandez, D'Antonio, Binders and Aguirre, just 22 riders. Aguirre's gone on to 19th actually as he crosses that line, so he's done a better time as we watch him. There's a few differences sort of here and there in the paddock. Slowly going to start adjusting themselves to the action as they come in. Right, let's quickly have a word with TNT Sports.
Well, like I say, that's tens of millions.
Yeah, that's why they could do another couple of years, not develop the new bike for the new set of rules for 2027 and go away then. So I mean, that could be a worry, because if they were going to go, that could be the time where, yeah.
A changing situation which we'll keep abreast of and let you know any news when we hear it, of course. Let's have a look on track then. We find Aguirre, one of the 3 rookies for this year.
How good does the bike look? I love it.
Beautiful, doesn't it?
Get ready for the Killjoy Neil.
Oh, you don't like it?
No, I was so excited when I heard about the Gulf colours.
Why don't you like it?
I'm being picky. I just feel like they could have painted it in the Gulf colours, but better.
Oh, you're so miserable.
No, I know I am. You sound like my wife. It's like when Gav told me, I went, oh, I love the Gulf colours, and I don't know, it's not quite what I thought it was going to look like.
Do you know what? I've had enough of you and your moaning. Let's go to trackside. Michael Laverty is there for us now.
We come down to the inside of turn 3 to watch the opening laps of the season by Marquez in his first laps in red. And actually, even though the riders have been here just a fortnight ago for the pre-season test, still takes a little while to get your eye in, approaching the braking zone at 210 miles per hour. with a little bit of lean angle. So many riders have already overshot the braking point, but you can see it's so slow at the apex, pulling it down. It's a bit of a V corner, really. You go in past the apex, second gear, so really decelerating all the way in. You can see a little bit of movement from the front end of the machines. It's a little bit ripply. As you see, one of the VR46 machines, down in, wide and off track. It's so fast on approach, it's really difficult to be consistent. Then you're pulling out of here, and it's sort of an uphill drag all the way to turn 4. It's a critical part of the racetrack, so fast. And it's one of the best overtaking spots on the racetrack. If you get the run when you're braking at angle through this kink at 2, difficult to be precise, but we've seen it last year. You've also got the opportunity right in at the apex to cut it in under and steal the spot away. This will be one of the key areas of the racetrack throughout this weekend.
That's lovely. Thank you, Michael. Did I see a little bit of suntan on Michael's arm? Because it wasn't blue.
Suntan? No, it's still blue, definitely.
I hope he's put some sunscreen there, because the sun is already really strong, isn't it?
I give him some of that false sun cream that's actually baby oil. I mean, rub that on, you'll be fine. Factor 50, so.
Over 30 degrees at 9 o'clock this morning. Was that a baby shark?
Wow. It was. Hey, do you think KTM have really embraced the aero race? I have never seen so much aero on a motorcycle. It almost looks bizarre. I went up to it yesterday in pit lane, and I'm looking at that KTM. The rear of it is so peculiar.
And they got that new
big square mass damper at the back.
Yeah.
And it just looks... obviously, this is the bike I'm talking about. When you see it in real life, there is so much aero, so much going on. It's fascinating.
It's like a spaceship.
It is like a spaceship.
Yeah.
It
I
does
needed
look cool.
Michael to be with me to explain a few things, because you're like, look at that. I wonder what that one's doing there, or this little bit there, or... They've got the bat wing on the back of on the swinging arm as well. That's continued. If you remember, that appeared on Paulo Espargaro's bike.
Yeah, it was Danny Pedrosa ran there first,
yeah.
and then they started using it for a little bit more downforce. They actually had some issues here in the race simulations back in the winter test, where the middle bit of the tire was looking, really used in the race simulation. So is that down to maybe too much downforce because of those elements, because of that big wing that they've got at the back? It could be as well, but they have worked. They've come up with this new design at the back, which is, we don't know for sure, but we think now there's a mass damper there in the back, because it's a massive sort of Ducati style square box at the back. So yeah, they've worked hard, and Pedro Costa's been fast. It's been a lot more difficult though for Viñales, and especially for Bastianini to adapt. And now Bastianini is really struggling on that bike.
Yeah, he's been well over a second off every time he's been on the bike. He's currently 1.2 seconds off. If you think Bastianini won the sprint race here, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, whatever it is, it's like, yeah. I tell you, let's have some positive news about these boys. I mean, look now.
Absolutely.
With the 5th place, Marini, 6th place, Mir. I mean, you look at the test here, Mir was 6th.
And with the race pace as well.
Yeah,
the Honda's made massive steps. I mean, Mir, he said straight away after Sepang, and even more after the test here in Birmingham, he said the front-end feeling is much better. I can brake deeper. I've got more feedback from the tyre. And last year, he was just crashing every weekend.
And that's the game changer, the front-end feeling, isn't it?
He had no idea what was going on there. So he kept trying and trying, obviously being off pace as well, and still crashing and still not understanding. And it looks like they've definitely found something. He's got that feeling back. And Mir, Joan Mir, his riding style is to brake hard. He brakes late, brakes super hard, and he's very efficient to stop the bike, and he couldn't do that until now, and it looks like he's able to do this now. So not only he's got the race pace with the fast lap, but he also had the race pace during the test with the race simulation. He was actually only 3/10 of Marc Marquez in the race simulation, so very quick simulation for Joan Mir. And Honda looking much better across all their riders, but especially Joan.
It's just nice to have some positive news, isn't it?
Yeah.
For Honda, it's been obviously a disaster, hasn't it, over the past 3 seasons, really. So, yeah, there are definitely some green shoots.
The mighty Honda look like they're coming back.
Yeah.
Mighty Yamaha look like they're coming back. Fabio Quartararo sits in 4th place and also did well in the tests, didn't he?
Yeah, that's much better.
Especially, he was fantastic in Sepang. He pretty much, probably say, second fastest in the Sepang test. Not so fast here, as in not like, I should say, not as impressive at the test, but he's come out today, currently sat in 4th place, so that's good.
It was a weird one with the winter testing with Yamaha, because Fabio Quartararo, like Neil said, in Sepang was extremely fast, both on time attack and race pace, and then they came here and he was, you know, complaining about the front end feel, not being able to be as fast, yeah, just struggling with time attack and pace. Probably, in my opinion, is to do with the rear tire. So here for this track, Mandalika, and there's another one as well, Austria. Michelin brings it's a different type of tire, rear tire. It's like a rear construction that is reinforced for the extra heat and the extra, the extra sort of load on the rear tire that there is around those 3 tracks because of the surfaces and the temperatures. And that tire does not suit some riders or some manufacturers, just brings less grip. So I think the strange feeling that Fabio had on the front end of his bike could have been because there's less grip in the rear, so you can't stop the bike as well, you know, with the engine brake and that, and then that load just transfers to the front and you just can't quite find the edge. So he was struggling a bit with that, but yeah, it looks like a good start of sessions for them. 30.0, that's a quick time.
It is a very quick time as we welcome you back. Hello. I've got Megan's laptop on, so what I'm doing is Megan is taking you to the next session, so I'm having to... AVG keeps popping up. I was like, go away. So yeah, Megan's taking you to the next session. So I'm having to log in order to give you the information and make sure everything's set up for that later. So, we've got Marc Marquez on a 1:29.423, Michael Bezzecchi in 2nd, 3rd place going to Alex Marquez, and then I'm surprised about Salvadori, by the way. It's not too far down the list, but still, he's far enough down to be in a worrying place at the moment, isn't he? I think we can be honest with ourselves there. It's a surprise. As they watch on. Not too bad at the moment, the whole situation. 50% Megan's laptop has to be on now in order to get this new graphic working as we fly through. Do you know what's perfect? It's all set up already. Don't have to do a thing. Megan's laptop is fully ready, which is a nice surprise in these times as well. 9 times out of 10 we thought we'd be having problems. Wow, I'm impressed with my past self to have thought ahead and got it all sorted. Hey, go me in the past. So all we need to change it is to the Thai Grand Prix. It's all good. That's the hashtag this weekend, by the way. Hashtag Thai GP weekend. Fingers crossed it's not going to be too bad of a weekend. Nobody wants this weekend to go wrong. Everybody, I think, on the planet wants it to go right. It's one of these things where we all know how wrong this weekend could go and how bad the season could be if it's not the success we want it to be. MotoGP must succeed this weekend. It must show the action that we know as motorsport fans it can do. It's very interesting here. Right, there we go. Hooray past me for being clever and saving Megan's JSON file so that if anything happened, it was there. So it's sorted now. So that's good. Just checking. Yep, all good. Thumbs up. Don't need to do a thing. I'm surprised at that, actually. I thought I'd be there all day trying to edit. So I'm having a good morning. How's everybody else's morning going? Are you okay? Are you all happy MotoGP is back in business? I certainly am. It's going to be a very good year. Very good year. Considering that's now sorted, I can give her laptop a little bit of a rest to come into it. Okay. This is a replay with Bagnaia being caught out at turn 5 by one of the track houses and having to take the long lap penalty loop. Just very excited that racing is back. Although Vamos for Mark says Alex Julian. Hello, Julian. Unfortunately, Mark never loses to his teammate in his entire career. Iceman says, I'm picking Pecco for the championship. Also, the points gap between Pecco and Mark at the season end will be bigger than the points gap between Mark and Digi at the season end. Marquez 1-2 for championship, says Julian. Sean says, really excited to see how Ayagura will do in that track house Aprilia with the Gulf livery. Who do you think will finish third in the championship? Jorge Martin. I still think it's going to be that good, to be fair, in the championship. Looking good. Sean says, really hope Alex gets his first Grand Prix victory soon. He's already had a couple of sprint race victories. We all wish he gets his Grand Prix victory sooner rather than later. So, the commentary team this weekend, myself and Megan, and hopefully, depending on what she's up to, Lizzie Whitmore will be around as well, our rider expert up here in the comms box. And I'll message Maddie and say, you're free in qualifying tomorrow, so have a quick word and get an update for the circuit. Bagnaya's looking very strong there with 17 minutes to go this opening session. So, to everybody watching, hello. This is where you'll have practice coverage this year live. All of the practice sessions will be live on JBMotorsports 2, MotoGP this year. We'll have select races live here as well. So, like, I think Argentina is here. Next, that's round 2 of the year. The Moto 2, Moto 3 is here. And then we'll have everything else around the board as well. In terms of everything else. It's going to be a fun year. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be a really good year. Everybody's like, ooh, this is going to be one of the best years we've ever had in MotoGP. And I'm sat here going, yeah, about that. Are we sure it's going to be the good year that we think it is? Into the pit lane comes Pecco Bagnaia. Sits down on the desk. And he'll talk again about what's going to happen. 16 minutes to go. Quartararo looking strong as well. Is this blog going to auto-update? Have I got to press it to auto-update every year? Yeah. The blog's not auto-updating. That's going to be fun when we get to the opening race of the year. So this, I'm going to have a look and see what this starred rider does. Let me just get let's have a look there. So, if we highlight him, it just comes up with a little star. It's not actually that. Show any starred riders from Mark Marquez. I suppose it's good if we want to highlight someone, but it doesn't change that much. Our systems. Track temperature is at 50 degrees Celsius, air temperature 33. A clear sunny day right now up here. It's a good day. It's a beautiful day. Just hearing some news as well coming in. From Mark Marquez that he's not happy too much with something. Wonder what? Let's head down and have a listen with Susie.
Above them, you've got Aprilia with Bez in second. What a great mix.
Yeah.
For anybody that is tuning in thinking, oh, the Ducati Cup. Not so far.
No, and the beauty of that is the concessions. That's what Dorna have done. So they've allowed Honda, they've allowed Yamaha to have more testing this winter. So they've got more engines, and they can continue their development, and that's the good news. And that's why we're seeing the gap will come down with the Japanese manufacturers. Or I think the real good news is the Japanese manufacturers have not given in, have they? They've not gone, oh, okay, this is too much. They are fighting back.
Sylvan's got to go and do some filming, so we're going to say goodbye to Sylvan. Au revoir, mon ami.
See you later. À tout à l'heure.
It's off. Yeah, we've got a new show for you actually coming up on Friday called The Inside Line, which takes you through what's happened on Friday, all the news, all the stories, and Sylvan's off to he's off to go and take part in the crowd. He's going to.
Oh, no.
I know. Shall I warn the crowd?
So the bad news is we've lost Sylvan. The good news is Michael Lavitt has come back in, and yes, he is burnt.
He's radiating.
Definitely.
Can you already see the redness?
Yes, the red's on its way, Michael.
That's good. We'll leave the blue for a day or two, go a little red, and then we'll get back to white when we go back to Europe.
Michael, we had your great report. Looked brilliant out there. Thank you very much for that. What else did you learn?
Actually, when you're stood on the inside of turn 3, the different approach from each manufacturer, how their engine brake works, how the engine shuts down, and the inconsistency, the number of riders get it wrong, get it in deep. Pedro Acosta sideways all the way into the apex. It's subtle when you see it on the TV screens, but when you're down there trackside, it just looks so much more flamboyant. But yeah, key corner at turn 3 and getting it right every single time. The approach when you're V'ing it, when you're going in as deep as possible, as Mark executes so well. Pull it back to a late apex and really fire it up the hill towards turn 4, and then you've got the Ayagura sort of swooping line right at the apex, carrying a little bit of Moto2 mid-corner speed. And yeah, very different approach, but it can work in a myriad of ways, that approach with a little bit of lean angle in the braking zone.
Michael, Mark obviously smashed it, you know, going out in that session so far. Over 4/10 faster than Bez, the next one. We were talking about Pecco Bagnaia there. Did you notice anything from him in terms of having a bit of a struggle around here?
Yeah, to be honest, Pecco looked, for me, you guys were saying he looked like he was working hard on the TV screens, but into turn 3 just didn't look as on it as Pecco does. When Pecco nails the braking zone, he is inch perfect, but he just didn't look as precise as perhaps Pecco of last year. But yeah, no doubt, he's a slower burn into the weekend. Mark's always fired out of the blocks. Free practice 1, he just comes out and he can immediately be on race pace. And I think, yeah, Pecco's just built himself in despite trying to possibly challenge his teammate right from the off.
What about the Japanese manufacturers? So we're just going over a little bit of ground, but obviously Michael's been out there, been able to see them firsthand, which does look different to on the TV. 4th, 5th and 6th, that's great to see, isn't it?
Really good to see. I've seen Luca Marini a few times on the approach, and I tell you what, the Honda looks a different package on the racetrack. Never mind visually in terms of the aero, how it reacts, it just looks user-friendly, I want to say. It looked a little bit aggro over the last couple of years, and obviously the riders predominantly were losing the front, didn't seem to have the confidence, but the trail braking down there where we were on the inside of turn 3, it was certainly inspiring some confidence in Joan Mir and Luca Marini. I didn't see much of Zarco, but obviously he's been looking good on it throughout testing, and yeah, it's a positive start for Honda all round.
Yeah, and it's great for the championship because we want that to close up. And from everything we've seen so far, I mean, we're only in the first session, but I'm including all the testing, obviously. We've got hope, haven't we?
Absolutely. The Japanese manufacturers have made a big step, and they're still in a position with those concessions where they can continue that extra development, more testing, more tyres to allow them to do more testing. So I think the gap will continue to come down. And then, before you know it, it'll be 2027, new rules, and the gap will grow again.
Yep, new rules coming in. It's 2 years of an engine freeze. That's what we've got right now. And that's what Ducati have been really sort of, not worried about, but I think massively concerned, is that their atmosphere is going to be lost a little bit out there. I'm looking forward to when Megan walks into the commentary box to see the new font on the timing tower, because she's not happy about the Formula 1 timings changing. She's not happy about MotoGP. I don't think she knows about the MotoGP new timing tower or the new font. She knows about the logo, but I'm not sure how she's going to handle this, to be fair. It will be quite an interesting situation. What's everybody's thoughts on the logo? Have you adjusted now? I'd love to know, everybody on the YouTube chat, whether this is live on JB2 or if you're watching on the premiere of JB1. I'd love to know, please. In fact, I'm going to start a poll in the main chat. Are you ready for this? Let's have a look. I haven't done this in a while, so this is going to be fun. Start a poll. And the question is, do you like the new MotoGP logo? Question mark. And you've got a yes or a no. Start poll. There you go. It's live in the chat now. We'll end that in around about the end of the session. So you've got 10 minutes, everybody watching. Do you like it? Already we've got people saying no. Yes, some as well. So get that poll in, and in 9 minutes we'll end it. And we'll see what the consensus is. Do people like the new MotoGP logo, yes or no? Like the full MotoGP logo, but hate the MGP version. Yes, I must admit, the MGP version on the timing tower just at the bottom of the screen is not great. But if I sit back like this, I can't see it because the monitor for the timing tower is just alongside us as well. So it's not too bad coming through. Mark Marquez back out on the circuit as well, downhill in towards Sector 1. Looking very strong indeed. I must admit, the hardest one is the Moto 3 logo and the Moto 2. That looks a bit weird. And the Moto E as well. Moto E and Moto 3 just look like they flipped the numbers together. It doesn't really work that well. But MotoGP it's grown on me a lot, actually, the logo. It's sort of nice and smooth to come into it. What's the consensus so far, then, in this poll? I've clicked it open. There we go. Well, currently, yes at 56, no at 54. Now 58-44. Yeah, okay. Get your votes in. We'll stop that in 7 minutes and 40 seconds' time. So you've got until the flag comes out, basically, to tell us what do you like about that new logo. Everybody really doing hard front, hard rear tyre work. Mark's out there with a medium runner, so we're getting conflicting information as to who's where on what times, but it's looking all right so far. So they will continue to push, continue to attack through the field. Let's check in on board and head over back to TNT.
So he said what it looks like a little bit, his temperament, when things aren't going well, he gets stroppy. He throws his toes out the pram a little bit. But the beauty of having someone like a crew chief like Frankie Carcetti,
like you,
who's exactly the same as what I was like. So at least, and I've worked with Frankie Carcetti as well. So at least when you get someone with a crew chief with so much experience, you listen. And for me, Aldeguer, I'm sure, will take on board about being calm and not panicking.
And to that end, Firmin Aldeguer can actually take advantage of the fact that Frankie Carcetti has worked with some great people, also Neil, but Marc Marquez last season, you know, with all that experience that Frankie would have taken from Marc, can offer to Firmin.
Indeed, but the comments from your crew chief, bigging you up. The man has just worked with arguably the generational talent, one of the fastest riders of all time, Marc Marquez, and now all of a sudden he's looking at your data and he's going, oh, you're doing something here that's very similar to Marc. And as a rookie, you'll be immediately, that fills you with confidence. Then the words in the ear, trying to calm down the temperament, which some of the Latin riders can be fiery over the years, and obviously that I wasn't aware. I did guess it when we seen Firmin up and down a little bit. It was interesting. That was the initial comments inside Gresini Ducati. So already just with 2 tests, a rookie's test, the Sepang test, and then Thailand, they've already experienced that he is inconsistent. But obviously you can work on that. That is a weakness. You can identify it straight away and then learn to keep him calm throughout the weekend. If it doesn't go to plan in free practice 1, steady the ship, bring it back in the afternoon, focus on the end goal, which has to be the race rhythm on Saturday afternoon for a sprint, and once again on Sunday.
Just to mention, the boy from Townsend, Jack Miller, has just popped himself up into the top 5, sitting behind Fabio Quartararo. How glorious is that to see?
Yeah, that puts a smile on everyone's face in this commentary box. A bit of a favourite of all of ours, Jack. Never changed from the day I met him when he was a Moto 3 rider, and he'd nothing. And now he's had his 11th year now in MotoGP.
In a cabs.
Incredible character. And I think we all thought, I think we're all aware that this is probably his last real go at it in MotoGP, moving to the Pramac Yamaha team. Obviously, a team he's worked with in the past when they were Ducatis. So obviously this is the man I'm talking about, Jack Attack. But doing a great job. I saw him, I'm going to say, he looked happy and relaxed yesterday, but when doesn't he? I mean, that's Jack's default setting. He's just an all-round good guy.
Are they in a bit of a spin with their test team? Because they've got Dobby, but they've... Augusto Fernandez is now obviously in Superbikes for Jonathan Ray, so he's going to be kind of heavy-handed there. Cal Crutchlow's still on the sideline, still injured. And if Augusto's very much with World Superbike, is that going to be more difficult for him to jump on MotoGP bikes to test while he's got used to riding a superbike? Is that a problem for them?
Yeah, we've seen riders do it, and they can. Michele Pirro is one who springs to mind, can jump on a Ducati with Pirelli rubber in Superbike and then jump on the Michelin shod Desmos Sonici, and he can immediately fly. So the problem for Augusto Fernandez, he doesn't have experience with Pirelli tyres. It's going to be new jumping into World Superbike in Portugal in a couple of weeks' time, or 4 weeks, is it? Until
4 weeks.
They're out whilst we're in Texas. But yeah, it's a shame that Cal Crutchlow is still on the sidelines, and obviously Dovey filling the void. Currently, there's a lot of work going on at Yamaha, and it is important for them to be on track and utilising every bit of information they can glean from their test riders. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Augusto Fernandez does perform in World Superbike. Currently, the Yamaha's lacking a little bit of horsepower to fight with the Ducatis, BMWs, and even the new Bimotos and whatnot in the Superbike class. But yeah, Augusto, there's certain DNA elements that do cross over. The actual riding style between the M1 and the R1 is fairly similar, but the tyres and the electronics and aero devices you've got here at MotoGP, it does change quite a lot in terms of feeling and feedback that the riders get.
Covering World Superbikes as well here on JB Motorsports. You can catch up on all the weekend from Phillip Island. That's on the main channel on JB Motorsports, not on JB Motorsports 2. But yeah, you can catch up on all the action there as well. Over the line then for Fabio Quartararo, and his time puts him second fastest. It's a 1:29.765, but Franco Morbidelli immediately goes fastest, faster than him. So 1:29.683. Marc Marquez is still 0.2 of a second clear. Now that is very impressive on a run there. Someone's adjusted my headphones with an audio. There we go. I was hearing Susie's talk back for a second. Back now, hard front, hard rear. We'll see the run this afternoon. I'm surprised about this, you know. 77% of people say yes, you do like the new logo. 23% say no. That's an update. Get your votes in for that. That ends in 2 minutes' time. We want to know, do you like the new MotoGP logo? I've just noticed that I've put N, new, so I'm going through. Sorry, I've written that in a hurry on the laptop. Really missed the era of MotoGP when Dovey and Crutchlow are still competing at their peak. Dovey can come back, and I think might come back this year to MotoGP for a wild card entry. We know Pedrosa is coming in for sure to do another wild card entry, so that's still on the table and on the mix. Best lap for Ayagua, goes 6th fastest, 1:29.919. I must admit, I like the new MotoGP timing tower as well. It's very Formula One, and how can you tell that Liberty Media are going to be owning both Formula One and MotoGP? Copying of timing tower graphics, they're practically identical. It's usually the other way around. So new timing towers for both MotoGP and Formula 1 to get used to this year. But it works. It's smoother, and we like it. It's an interesting approach right now. Ayagua looking strong. 47 seconds to, well, 30 seconds to go in the session. Ayagua, Japanese rider, watching on with the track house. The beautiful Gulf livery. Everybody liked that when it came up. Best news day in MotoGP. Gulf livery is back. It was announced yesterday. Trackhouse have got them in as a sponsor. And it's on the bike for a livery this year. Makes it hard to tell which is a Gresini and which is a Gulf, but hey, orange makes it easy at the front, I suppose. Especially as we've got the 73 of Marc Marquez and the 79 of Ayagua, and the 9 looks like a 3 on the board, so it is quite hard to tell. Checkered flag is out. The session is over. Rounding out then a very good first practice session. We're going to end the poll in 3, 2, 1. So let's have a look then. What's the final results of this poll we've done? Do you like the new MotoGP logo? Seems overwhelmingly yes, you do. Let's see if they get published on the chat.
So, look, what have I made of session number 1? Well, it's 1-0 to Mark in the, let's say, teammate head-to-head. And then the only other news is the other manufacturers look to have made a step. It's the first time we've seen them all out there in anger, and I mean, I'm very impressed with what I've seen.
Yeah, not bad at all. There's the poll. So, do you like the new MotoGP logo? 105 votes, 77% say yes, 22% say no. So, I presume 1% didn't mind. That's a really bizarre graphic. That's not... Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Overwhelmingly, though, it's a yes. You did like it, which is you. Rins does 15th, 130.341 as the flag comes out. We're waiting on Miguel Oliveira and Fabio Di Giannantonio and Juan Mir. Mir completes his lap time, so we're waiting on 2 more riders to complete their lap times, and the session will be concluded here for MotoGP and the season opener, first practice session of the year. It is fastest for Marc Marquez, a 129.423 on the board as well. So where's the timings to turn off the sectors? Is it this one? No. This one? No. Oh, it was that one. Have I just... Oh, I've adjusted. Oh, okay. I was wondering what I was doing there. It was really bizarre. I've never seen it do that. Okay, so it's Marc Marquez on a 129.423 from Franco Morbidelli in second. Third for Fabio Quartararo. Fourth, Jack Miller. Fifth, Marco Bezzecchi. Sixth, Ayagura. Seventh, Alex Marquez. Eighth, Miguel Oliveira. Ninth, Maverick Vinales. And Pecco Bagnaia completes your top 10. Johan Zarco in 11th, Vico Marini is 12th, Juan Mir is 13th, Fermin Aldeguer 14th, Alex Rins 15th, Pedro Costa 16th, Tom Chantra is 17th, Fabio Di Giannantonio is 18th, Brad Pinto 19th, and Bastianini is 20th, Ralph Fernandez 21st, and Lorenzo Salvadori in 22nd position. That's it then for the first session of MotoGP in 2025. We'll be back. Megan Birch taking you through the 1-hour practice session at 8 o'clock GMT. Join us then live on JB Motorsports 2 and a premiere later on in the day on JB Motorsports. We'll see you later on. Take care. Bye-bye.